Khan Academy slope-intercept equation from the graph. So if you completed the previous section, you were just kind of going the opposite way. They give you the equation, you had to graph it. Now they're giving you the picture, you need to go backwards. So again, remember, slope-intercept equation needs to be y equals mx plus b format. And right here is where your slope is going to go. And right here is where your y-intercept lives. So when we look at number one, the first thing that jumps out at me is my y-intercept is at positive 4. Now in Khan, they're going to have y equals, and there'll be a box where they want the slope, and then there's going to be a box where they want the y-intercept. So the first thing I always look at is the y-intercept is plus 4. And then the next thing I want to look at is the slope. Well, for one, it's going up, so I know it's going to be positive. And I basically just need to find that change in y and the change in x. And so when I look at this, it looks like it crosses perfectly right there. That's the key part, is finding the lattice point or the crossing point. It looks like it goes up 1 over 3. Now sometimes it looks like it goes through a corner, so I like to play it out a couple times. So let me just see if I do another 3, 1. Yeah, that looks good too. So that convinces me that the slope is up 1 over 3, or 1/3 x plus 4. So that would be the correct answer for this one. Sometimes it looks like it is, but when you move, it starts getting off after a little while. So number 2, same type of question. They're going to give me a box for the slope. They're going to give me a box for the intercept. First thing I do is I go after, and I'm like, hey, there's the intercept, positive 4 again. If it was negative, I'd put a negative in there. Now, this time I got to be careful. This is the most common mistake on Khan Academy is, oh man, I forgot the negative. All right, so right away I'm looking at this line. It's falling from left to right. So right now I'm going to go over and I'm going to stick my negative in there just so I don't forget it. And now we got to do vertical change over horizontal change. And I don't really see another good corner until right here. So that's going to be a vertical change of 2 and a horizontal change of 3. So my change in my y, my change in my x, negative 2/3 x plus 4. Do not forget the negative. The biggest mistake kids make. All right, keep on going. Number 3. This one's a little bit weird. Don't know if you'll encounter one like this on Khan Academy, but I'm going to prepare you for it. Y equals something x something. And it crosses right there at 0. Crosses at 0. So you could put a 0, plus 0 in this box, or just a 0. And they might not even have the box there, I don't know. But looking at this one, it almost crosses down 1 over 2, but not quite. It looks like it takes me all the way over to here to get to a perfect cross. So again, it's going down. So we have a negative slope. And then it looks like we got to drop 2 in height, and then our length changes by 5. So we have a 2/5 slope in the negative direction. So normally I would just say, hey, the equation of this line is y equals negative 2/5 x. And we normally don't put the 0. But if there's a box there, that means they want it. All right, wrapping up one more example. So I come over here to this one. Y equals something x plus or minus something. And we're crossing right here at a positive 3. So I'm going to slap that in there. And this one, it looks like it's dropping. It's going down, so I know it's negative. But it looks like it's crossing perfectly at 1, 1. And then 1, 1, and 1, 1, and 1, 1, and 1, 1. So it looks like it's going to be a slope of negative 1 x. Now, some things that I've seen that kids screw up, not on this problem, but on something else. Let's say that you have a dot and you find the next crossing point is way up here. And let's say that you find that it went up 6 over 4. if you put in the slope as 6/4 x, it's going to mark you wrong because 6/4 can be reduced. You must have missed a point where there was another point in between here that was actually a 3, 2. Then another 3, 2. So they're not going to want 6/4x. They're going to want 3/2 x. They always want the slope in simplest form. Also realize that if you have a slope that goes something like this, and it goes up 4/1, they're not going to want you to write the slope as 4/1x. They're going to say, hey, simplify that. 4 divided by 1 is just 4. So be careful that you are simplifying your slopes.